bed here. All right, I gotta do some B-roll, y'all. So hold on. I think I can do B-roll this one instead. It might be bumpy. It's actually quite hard. How's the audio, y'all? How's the audio of this? Y'all watching? There's a huge MAGA, possible MAGA, I don't know. Huge. APD's here, DPS. Sorry, I was running. I'm set up ahead of him. APD's everywhere. And DPS. Everybody's getting paid for this. Unit number 7964, APD. Definitely cold out. It feels to be about freezing. The roads are about to shut down. This person's blocked in by the protest. Are they ramming the crowd like other people do? Okay, that's where we're going, man. I got the right in the street here. Fucking totally set up in the street. Got a drone here. They said live stream would be available. Here it is. Thank you, Charlie Foxtrot, West Foundation 5, the closest, the state troopers ahead. Just police in the roadway. There's a bagpipe, I believe. It looks to be a few hundred people. I believe we're going to take a left, either here or the next street, on 11th or 12th, to the Capitol. You see, there's a lot of people. Wow. That last one was about a second shy. I don't have my tripod set up. I've got my actual tripod, but I don't have it set up. My hands are too cold to mess with it. To tell the truth. So the narrative is that hundreds of people are willing to brave the winter storm in Texas, which we're not quite there yet. It's the beginning, but it's not the full storm. It's going to happen tonight, this afternoon. There's wind-free weather and fleet ahead, but that they're willing to come out here to be in a winter storm for pro-life, which means adoptions. It means no abortion. We're already a no abortion state, so I don't understand. Texas already has the strictest restrictions on reproduction, human reproduction of any state in the union. Not of any country, but of any state. So Texas runs itself like it's still a country devoid of constitutional rights. So if you don't want constitutional rights, come to Texas, please come to Texas. You can carry a gun, but the government can kill you for it. So it's kind of a death wish. Carrying a gun in Texas, if you have brown black skin, it's considered suicide by cop. Where there's more, yeah, up north it's not as bad. Back east it's not as bad. It's mostly a South thing. So it's a return of the old South in a way. A Christian thing. State Trooper 09715, license plate. There's actually dozens of cops out here for this protest, but they're all working for the protesters, not trying to oppress their free speech. It's a difference. So like, from the APD, hauling butt. Like here we go. Y'all can watch this. I'm up the. I've done my B-roll so far. I just stay ahead. Not much chanting going on. It's just like a fun, churchy time on a blistery Saturday, the old Sabbath day. But like George Carlin says, once you're born, these same people are like, screw you, die, or stick the cops on you. So we can actually be in the street here, and the cops aren't going to tear gas us. Isn't that interesting? All you have to do is pay the mafia, the police, off, and you won't get attacked. These are the same streets where they were just attacking people like a week ago. I got this cop going crazy. Got driving like a maniac. Head-on collision. Oh, he's got to block these people. Okay, so these people are being blocked. Is there going to be a problem? People are trying to get home, get groceries. All the shelves are empty at all the stores, by the way. There's going to be 4 days of wintry weather in Austin, and people are freaking out. People that already hoard are rehoarding their hoard, double prepping. Anybody commenting on the audio? Christian nationalists. Oh boy. Well, this is what I'm doing today. Some news agency wanted this information and requested it. So here I am. Some corporate news. No doubt. There's a lot of cops. A lot of cops. I would like to set up my stuff here. Where are we going? There's a state trooper in a new truck with the cowboy hat. All paid for by tax dollars. So I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna head down the hill here. This is the same area where I believe protesters were beaten up by the police with no warning while they're in full compliance with there was no orders to comply. They didn't give no orders to comply, so they're in full compliance, doing the same thing as these people without paying the police as a mob for your protection money. You got to pay the police to be safe from the police. Isn't that interesting? It's almost like the mafia. It's getting windy. They're complaining. This is what they want to be known for. I'm getting this nice shot here. Nice use of an HEB bag. So I do like the HEB bags now because they're useful. You working with the 700 Club also?
Sorry?
You working with the 700 Club also?
No.
Oh,
that's
okay.
just Alliance for Life.
Oh, okay. I'm with 700 Club.
Okay.
Yeah, for real. All 700. 700, 2026, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Melania, Hillary for president. Kamala. Kamala. Same ticket. They're complaining it's starting to rain. People complaining. Start getting over here, get under this tree also. They're talking about how wet it is. It's coming down. I don't think it's even going to get cold today, actually. I think this is it. There's a nice Columbus. Interesting group. Very interesting character. But since it's not really cold outside, it's really warm. It's really warm out here. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good day for a rally. It's almost like God's signing down when the protesters. The rated love with hate for others. Big just protest for Congress women. So, interesting thing about non-profits. It's supposed to be a non-profit, supposed to be charity, basically a charity, helping bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, and the government fails to. But you can't do political action. That's a political action center. That's different. It's a different thing. I'm gonna do some more B-roll here. Just this whole last week has been blowing my mind this year. What is it called? Abnormalities and logic. The logical conundrums. Making its own tail. Yeah, hope everybody's doing all right. It's bright and sunny. Come on out. I can feel the Holy Spirit's love shining down on me. I'm warm. I'm warm with all the MAGA warmth that I could ever have. I feel in my hands are cold, my face. Because I know how to dress. Cops are putting on the jackets. Oh, taking the jacket off. He's going to sit in the car for a while. Got people who decide not to make it, but we're here. I'm going to do some video here. Hold on. Yeah. Look at this. The total Genesis. The total Genesis here. And I will set up. Some of the organizers just went by the abortion laws in Texas and
We're actually wanting to establish the land like God shows us to do it. And today, life is arguing about abolition and telling us that we're crazy and that we're just about abortion. Abolitionists have never killed the pro-life law in America. But pro-life against abolition.
And he did that because. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
The streets are completely blocked, so the police are facing away from the crowd instead of towards it. It's a total difference. So notice the police are all parked away from the crowd because
Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Yeah.
Abortion bill, competition.
Pro-life petition. Ask President Trump to stop abortion pills. Ask President Trump.
There's more Nazi cops than I've ever seen up here. Supported issue. It's almost like the police have a political agenda. It's almost like it's almost like black and white. It's almost like sometimes with a lack of conversation these people want to be able to let bad cops rape you, and then you have to carry their child. Like what happened to Lynn, and then they took her child. Years. Her name is Lindy. It's almost like people want you to have be a baby. It's cool. That's how it works.
My house was built say you, I'm gonna make it. When your house is built on you, I'm gonna make
go straight. It's right shoulder to protect. Go
Being here at this round,
The only thing is, there's a lot of pedal protection. Collection and iron.
Worthy of all the praise and glory. Worthy of every blood we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. I worship you are here, working in this place. I worship you.
Brought all the kids to the protest.
I worship you.
They brought all the kids to the protest. Surrounded by cops. Must be pretty safe. Feel pretty safe out here.
My God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are
We're coming here from Dickinson, Texas.
I worship you. I worship you. You are here, winning every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper. I'm God, is my God, that is who you
Not exactly a selling
are.
point.
You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper. Light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. 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 Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop. You are waymaker, miracle worker. are. Jesus, you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God. That is who you are. 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 1,000 generations falling down in worship to sing the song of ages to end. And all who've gone before us, and all who will believe, sing the song of ages to forever to them. We'll sing the song forever and amen, and the angels cry, holy, all creation cry, holy, you are lifted high, holy forever. Hear people sing, holy, to the King of Kings. Holy, you will always be. Holy forever. Because Jesus, your name is the highest. Your name is the greatest. Your name stands above them all. Above all thrones and dominions, all power and position. Your name stands above them all. Hello, Texas! Welcome to the 2026 Texas Rally for Life. We are so happy you're here. Thank you for braving the call for us to stand for babies and for women and for families. Thank you if you're joining us online today as well. It is an honor to get to be here with you. My name is Claire Colwell. I'm honored to serve as your MC. I am also a twin abortion survivor, and I will share my story with you in a little bit. Before we begin, I want to say clearly, today, we will never forget the tragedy of Roe v. Wade, the millions of lives that were cut short through that judicial injustice, and the harm done to women and families for decades. But we are not gathered here simply to look backward. We are here to look forward, to continue to fight. The legal landscape has shifted, but that shift did not end abortion. Lives are still being lost through illegal abortion, drug trafficking, and out-of-state abortions, and women are still being told abortion is their only answer. But today, we get to gather together with hope, with resolve, with people willing to walk alongside women and families in their moment of crisis and say, we can do this together. We are here to defend life.
Unborn children, and for loving support for their mothers before and after their births. God, in your mercy, forgive all who suffer from participating in abortion and bring them healing. Grant this through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, God forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Bishop Garcia. It is now my distinct honor to introduce a leader who has consistently stood for the dignity of every human life and for meaningful support for women and families across Texas. Please join me in welcoming our governor of the great state of Texas, Governor Greg Abbott.
It may be kind of snowed in or iced in wherever they are, who for travel reasons would not be able to make it here, who are watching online. We thank you also for being a part of this, but also thank you for being a part of the movement that has made Texas the beacon for life among states in the United States of America. Listen, all of us gathered here today, we are united by the truth that our Creator endowed us with the right to life itself. There is no freedom more precious than life itself. And yet, millions of children lose their lives every year before they're even born. But not anymore in the great state of Texas. Because of your decades of advocating for life, abortion is not legal in our state. So look at the trajectory of what's happened over just the past 10 years. Over the past 10 years, what we have worked on together has altered the arc of life itself. The arc has been a journey that brought us to this point today. 10 years ago, 20-week-old babies could be aborted in Texas. More than 50,000 children were lost to abortion every single year. Since then, with your help, I've signed the most consequential pro-life laws in the United States of America. It began in 2017 when we banned partial birth abortions and ended dismemberment abortions in Texas. Then in 2019, among other things, we required treatment for babies who survive an abortion. Then in 2021, we did more. We banned mail-order abortion drugs. We banned abortion drugs for women more than 7 weeks pregnant. And I signed the Texas Heartbeat Act to ban abortions after a heartbeat is detected. And then this last year, among the many things that we passed, we outlawed government entities in Texas from financially or logistically supporting abortions. We also banned abortion-inducing drugs in Texas, and we created the Thriving Texas Families Program to provide $200 million to support pregnant women and new mothers in Texas for choosing life. And because of a law that I signed in 2021, the moment that Roe versus Wade was overturned, abortion was immediately outlawed in the state of Texas. Since that went into effect in June of 2022, hundreds of thousands of children have been saved from abortion in our great state. But here's the point. None of this would be possible without the thousands of pro-life advocates across Texas. All of you have been lifesavers, and thousands of newborn babies are the result of your heroic efforts. I want to thank all of you for leading the way to create a culture of life in Texas. And I promise you this, as long as I'm governor, Texas will always fight for the unborn. God bless you all, and God bless the great state of Texas.
Thank you, Governor Abbott, for being here with us today, for your leadership, and for standing for life. Governor Abbott mentioned that he signed a law protecting abortion survivors like me that will actually provide the same medical care to a baby who survives an abortion as any other baby born under any other circumstance. This is so important to me because when I was 21, I met my birth mother and found out the most shocking news of my life, that I had survived her abortion procedure, that I had been a twin, and that they didn't know I was there, and that I had accidentally survived the very abortion procedure that ended the life of my twin. It was life-altering for me, but it woke me up. It helped me understand why something like today, Gathering for Life, it truly matters. We're not just making a statement, but we are saving the very lives of people like me, people like my twin, and advocating for women like my birth mother. And so today it's not lost on me that you are marching for somebody like me. And today when you look at my face, you're looking at the aborted baby because you're looking at my twin. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's difficult to turn a blind eye to the reality of the value of the unborn when you meet abortion survivors like myself. And I am not alone. There are hundreds of us across the country, across the world that we know of, but many that we don't. In 2020, I was part of a campaign called Faces of Choice, which featured abortion survivors. I'm excited to share that this TV ad has been received network approval to be on a global audience during the 2026 FIFA World Cup, where billions, the largest audience in human history, will come face to face with the aborted baby through abortion survivors. And so I will always stand for life, and I know that you will too, and I'm honored to be here walking alongside each one of you as we say that women like my birth mother advocated for, that they are capable and strong and capable of motherhood, and that babies like my twin are worth fighting for. I'm blessed to lead a ministry at my church in Lindale called Culture of Life Ministry at Life Source Church. And one of the things that we do is we are coming alongside students as they stand for life. And we're encouraging them to be bold in the things that truly matter. Do we have any students here who are standing for life? So right now I want to ask a few of them to come up here and share why they are here and why it matters to them to really be bold in their stance for life.
Hi everyone, my name is Jaden Salisbury. I am the Secretary for Students for Life at Lindale High School. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever felt unheard? Like your voice really didn't matter, and the circumstances around you, you couldn't change it. The matter of the fact is these babies don't have a voice or a say. God put each and every child in this world for a purpose. They could have been the next preacher, the next worship pastor, or the next Babe Ruth. My why is because I am the voice of the unborn children, and we as a whole are the voices of this country. Thank you.
My name is Elijah Hawley. I'm a senior and member of Students for Life at Lindale High School, and my why is that everyone is created in the image of God, and that it's our duty to protect those who cannot be protected.
I am Lita Hawley. I am also a part of Students for Life. I learned early on that standing up for what you believe in is very important in the pro-life movement, and it's not a political choice, it's God's choice. And
Hi, my name is Victoria Walker, and I'm the Vice President for Students for Life. My why is I want to learn and to stand up for the regards that the issues surrounding abortion and to understand different people's perspectives and use my voice to promote compassion and resources for people facing difficult situations.
Hi everyone, my name is Myla Romana and this is my daughter. What is your name?
Aliyah.
And why are we here?
Because we're celebrating the news that babies in the bellies are important.
The next generation knows Texas is pro-life. Our next speaker is someone whose life story reflects resilience, courage, and hope. Rebecca Contreras is an author, speaker, and philanthropist. Her message reminds us that our beginnings do not determine our worth, and that every life has value and potential. Please join me in welcoming Rebecca.
Yeah.
Thank you. What an incredible day. God bless Amy and the Texas Alliance for Life team. The best gift a woman can be given, in more than anything else in successful career or anything else in accolades, is to give birth and be a mother. I was 5 years old and I was born in a border town of El Paso when my mother told me she was going to the grocery store and never came back. My baby sister was 6 months old and in the crib. 3 days later, a neighbor called my grandfather at that time and said, Graciela has left, you better come get these kids or I'm gonna call social services. We all had different fathers. We didn't know our fathers. What we experienced in our childhood rivaled any Hollywood dysfunctional drama. I was the product of a bet that my mother made at a club that she danced in Juarez, stuck in her addiction. Before I was even born, I was sentenced to trauma and death. Those formative years were the ugly years living with an addict and a mentally ill woman. Fast forward to age 7, when mom returned after living on the streets of Juarez. She had found religion and she was done. She came to reclaim her children, but thankfully at that time, my grandmother refused to give us back. You know, as a young girl, I couldn't understand why my mother would choose men and drugs over me. Why did she trust an uncle to take care of me who sexually abused me? I felt like I was born into a pit and I had to keep digging my way out. Fast forward to age 9, she moved us to East Austin in the barrio, right down the street. Not barrio anymore. You know, my mother had proven to mi abuelita that she had truly found God and had been clean. But at that time, I wasn't interested in her religion, and everything I knew about her, I hated. So out of hate and anger, I did the only thing I knew how to do, which was to spiral out of control into poverty, addiction, failure, and abuse. Financial and physical poverty is one thing, but emotional and spiritual poverty will take your hell to a whole nother level. Eventually, the inevitable happened at age 16, right in East Austin. I got involved with a abusive drug dealer in Austin, 10 years my elder, and found myself pregnant at age 17 and dropped out of school. Had it not been for my praying mother, I would have aborted that baby. She had found freedom through Jesus, and she insisted that I was going to keep my baby. She refused to let me choose anything but life. But after that baby was born at age 18, my life was a total train wreck. And I spiraled out of control. I put myself in horrible, compromising positions. Thankfully, that same mother that abandoned me, God redeemed, and she took care of my little girl. Then out of nowhere, after a divine encounter with the true and living God, Jesus, Yeshua, someone decided to take a chance on me, little Becky. I enrolled in a welfare to work program, got my GED, and landed a job working in this capital for a woman by the name of Ann Richards when she was state treasurer. Then I met my life partner in that same time, David, who's sitting right here, 36 plus years married. He took me and my little girl Lynn and all of our mess, and he agreed to marry this little broken girl. In my state of Texas job, I met a godly woman who was working for another power woman called Kay Bailey Hutchison. I worked under Kay's administration, and that woman, Donna Reynolds, saw in me what I didn't see in myself. She taught me everything I knew about state government and HR. She sent me to school at the LBJ School of Public Affairs and taught me management and leadership. She took time, Amy, to roll up her sleeves and get into my mess. And little by little, I got out of my personal pit. I got out of that destructive cycle of addiction and poverty and generational curses that were never mine to bear. I did have to fall victim to becoming a Latina statistic, high school dropout teen mom with no hope for a future. I had the power to be the hero in my own story. And perhaps the most important lesson she taught me was I could not do it alone. I had to lean on God and lean on my husband, David, and lean on the people that believed in me, that woman, Donna Reynolds. Forgive my abusers, in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and to not harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. I recently wrote a memoir called Lost Girl, and in it I depict the full ugly truth of my raw life and my transformative journey. Ladies and gentlemen, standing here and watching online, if somebody had told me when I was 17, a high school dropout, addicted, with hopeless poverty, no hope for a future, Rebecca, one day you're going to be the advisor to the governor of the state of Texas, George W. Bush. Rebecca, one day you're going to travel with him to Washington and serve as a top leader in his White House team. Rebecca, one day you're going to get to be a mother and a grandmother and a wife, something I had never seen. Psalm 139, you formed me in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Here I am, loving and living my God purpose because I'm alive. And my mother, despite her mess, decided to take a chance on me. Lost girl, my journey will always be a part of me, but it will never define who I am. I define who I am by the choice to choose life and purpose. You know, I've done incredible things as a best-selling author. I'm an entrepreneur of 120 people, consulting firm here in the state of Texas, a women-owned business. I've done incredible things, but my number one most important job has been to be mom to that amazing miracle child. The little girl you heard leading you in worship, Crystalline, is my angel. 37 years ago, God sent her from heaven to get mama on track. And she is my greatest, our greatest together, 36 years married achievement. God bless Texas Alliance for Life, Amy, and your team. God, fuel all of us to stand and never relent. Every single baby in that mother's womb, however dysfunctional she may be or healthy she may be, it is worth a life. God kiss and God bless our great Governor Abbott and this great state of Texas and America. God bless you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Our next speaker serves on the front lines of caring for women and families every day. James Booker is the Executive Director of Life Choices Medical Clinic and Care, where women receive compassionate care, support, and life-affirming options. Please join me in welcoming James Booker.
Yeah.
Hey, short people. Okay, nothing personal. Okay, well, hello everybody. Thank y'all for coming out in this liquid sunshine. You know, kid from Kentucky, this is a little breeze off the ocean for me. So, but all that aside, I was humbled by being asked to be here and give a little bit of my story. Well, first, back up a little bit. A guy running that's a whole nother conversation. But watching what God's doing in our clinic and the lives that's being touched and changed. I just have to say, if you're not here in Austin, whatever area you're in, find your nearest pregnancy care center. Get to know the people. See what's taking place within those walls, because God is there every day and touching and changing lives. The governor spoke about some of the great legislation he signed and passed. One of the things we're seeing is abortion pills. That's still taking place. We're averaging maybe 3 a week or more. But the good news is we're successfully turning that trend. They can have successful births. So if you come across somebody that has that problem, send them into one of those agencies. Reach out to us, Life Choices, down in San Antonio. We work with people all over the state. Now, my story real quick, I'm watching my timer so we don't keep y'all out here too long. Coming up in Louisville, Kentucky, where I was raised, I was born to a mother who was also a twin, but back in those days, the healthcare wasn't what it is today. Unfortunately, my aunt, her sister didn't make it, and my mother came out of that. Never went to school, never was able to go to school, couldn't talk right, everything like that. And my father, who I got to know later in life, so, could you imagine the situation? So people were concerned about how I was going to come out, because I don't have issues. But goodness, I had a grandmother who lived home in her arms, raised me in her home, even though she already had 13. So, whole other conversation. But that's the last one. But when she raised me, I had a grandfather there up until 13 years. He passed away, unfortunately. But every day, I don't remember a day that bad where I didn't.
Yeah, because I think the weather.
Oh, what's up, Julian?
Reading the word, and every night when she laid her head on the book, reading the word, and praying for the future.
Who's yelling?
This
I heard someone yelling.
boy running around getting on her nerves. And look at you today. I run a pregnancy care center. I'm on stage with a great governor. Kid from Kentucky, West End. Projects all around and stuff. Never would have imagined. But who knows? These children.
I heard someone yelling.
They are sales and everything. Throughout the Bible, God has been a blessing. It's been right there. All of these children. Who knows what God intends for that unborn child? What the plan is? What they're going to be they can be replacing him in the future. They could be running a business. They could be a doctor saving lives. We don't know what God's plan is. All we know is to trust Him and support that life and give that life an opportunity. Now, one of the things, I have a dear brother that runs the Justice Foundation named Alan Parker. And some of y'all may have heard his name. He's been in a lot of fights in the state. But he exposed something to me, reminded me of something, that life is right there in our Constitution. You read the 5th Amendment and the 14th Amendment. It says we should not be deprived of life, liberty, and our property. That due process. So that life that's within our lovely ladies is protected. It should be protected. It's written right there. Now, people can interpret it how they want to. That's all fine. But the words are clear. It's clear in the Bible. It's clear in the Constitution. All we have to do is stand up for it and not shy away from it. This pregnancy care center that I've been blessed to run and be with, and the great ladies in there doing this work, we're counseling. We're giving the material assistance. I'm one of the few that has full family practice medicine, seeing all levels of things. My nurse practitioner that I'm blessed with, she has a background in oncology, so we see that. I'm blessed to have internal medicine doctors who volunteers. So if there's issues going on, there's a lot of things that can be done. It's way more than just fighting for the unborn life, which is always the part of everything that we stand for. One of the things that's major for me that I told my team is saving the babies. Like I said, it's always going to be the heart, but it's not good enough. I want the home that the baby's going to, because a lot of times ladies come in single mothers. What's the environment that baby's going back to? We have to focus and invest into that too.
That's what we centered our clinic around. Pray everyone else does that too, because that baby deserves a chance like I got. Amen. I get to stand in front of you. So bless y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Bless Texas, even though I'm from Kentucky. So, that's all right. Hey. Don't make me come down. God bless you. Thank y'all.
Thank you, James. At this time, we would like to recognize the elected officials joining us on stage today. Once again, we'd like to recognize Governor Greg Abbott, our governor of the great state of Texas. Representative Don McLaughlin from Uvalde, who represents HC 80. Representative Hillary Hicklin from Belton, who represents House District 55. Thank y'all for being here, for your service to Texans, and for your support in protecting life. Next, I'd like to introduce Amy O'Donnell. She leads the statewide effort to protect life through advocacy. Spoken like a Texan, okay? The statewide effort to protect life through advocacy, outreach, and education, and she does so with conviction and compassion. She is the executive director of Texas Alliance for Life, and she works every day to protect unborn children and support women and families across our state. Please join me in welcoming Amy O'Donnell.
Hello, Texas pro-lifers. Whether you're standing here with us in the cold at the Capitol or joining us from home across Texas watching the live stream, thank you for showing up and standing up for life today. As I look out at this crowd here in Austin and think about the thousands more watching online, I'm reminded that everything is bigger in Texas, including our commitment to life. It is truly a privilege to partner with all of the host committee organizations that are here today as a part of the Rally Host Committee, and with so many others from across the state who work every day to protect life and support women and families. Every so often, people ask me why Texas Alliance for Life doesn't try to do everything that falls under the pro-life umbrella. And I tell them, it takes all of us doing our part, not a few of us trying to do everything. You're here today because you're embracing your role in protecting life in Texas, and your voice matters. Your voice matters at the polls, in the Capitol, in your churches, in the pregnancy centers, and all of those supporting organizations, supporting women and families in your community. Texas is building a culture of life, and it takes us all. Protecting life is a mission I'm deeply grateful to be a part of. I've been pro-life for as long as I can remember, a belief that's grounded in my faith and lived out in my own story. At 22, newly married and finishing college at Texas A&M. I love that. I faced an unplanned pregnancy that completely changed my plans. I thought I knew my timeline, graduate, work, get settled, then start a family. But God had different plans. I became a mom, stayed home with our son, and eventually we welcomed 3 more children. Today, with all 4 in their 20s, I have 0 regrets. I may not have used my biomedical engineering in the way that I expected, but I had a front row seat to raising 4 incredible human beings, and I would not trade that for anything. Of all the roles that I've had the privilege to fill, being a wife and a mom are my greatest joy. And allowing an unplanned pregnancy to change the trajectory of my life, it didn't limit my future, it expanded it. We need to message to a world where family is being devalued and the lives of children painted as disposable, that family is beautiful. And to the women out there, you can have your children planned or unplanned. Unborn lives matter. They are the legacy of families and the future leaders of our city, state, country, and the world. It's a beautiful thing to live in a post-roe United States where God overturned it as the law of the land. But make no mistake, our work is far from complete. Dobbs was the turning of a page, not the end of a story. Since then, abortions have increased, largely due to chemical abortions and illegal trafficking of chemical abortion drugs. In Texas, life has been protected from the moment of conception since the Human Life Protection Act took effect in 2022. This past session, we strengthened those protections with the Woman and Child Protection Act, adding another mechanism to hold providers accountable if they illegally mail chemical abortion drugs into our state. Laws matter, but enforcement matters too. It is deeply disappointing that the FDA continues to allow dangerously lax regulations for chemical abortion drugs. Mail order abortion strips away basic medical safeguards, and women and unborn babies pay the price. Texas is standing in the gap to protect women and unborn children from these harms. And despite misinformation we see in the media that falsely portrays our laws as unsafe, our laws have always been crafted to protect both unborn babies and women facing threats to life or health arising from a pregnancy. This past session, we passed the Life of the Mother Act, ensuring physicians and hospital attorneys understand the standard of care that Texas law allows and women deserve when a mother's life or health is at risk. At the federal level, the ongoing fight over the Hyde Amendment reminds us that the majority of Americans do not want their tax dollars funding abortion. We stood strong against taxpayer-funded abortions, banning abortion travel and logistics with public dollars in the most recent session. Another win for our state's taxpayers, moms, and babies. And we secured $200 million for the Thriving Texas Families Program, supporting pregnancy centers, maternity homes, and adoption agencies across the state, serving women and families every day. Friends, this mission to protect life continues. Every one of us standing here today is the same person we were in our mother's womb, just further along in the timeline of life. Our value did not suddenly appear at birth. It was always there. Abortion is a grave injustice. Women deserve better. Babies deserve life. We cannot back down or back off. The other side may shift tactics, but we will continue to show up with truth, compassion, courage, and resolve. And this is what gives me hope. You. When we stand together like this, we send a clear message. Texas values life. Texas supports women. And Texas is not done protecting the most vulnerable among us. Thank you for showing up and speaking up. For those who cannot speak up for themselves, together we're building a culture of life, and together we are stronger than ever. Be sure to get out and vote pro-life this year in the primary and general election. God bless you, and God bless Texas.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Texas Alliance for Life, for leading for life in Texas. As we close our rally program, it is my honor to invite Pastor Oscar Viega, outreach pastor at Shoreline Church here in Austin, to offer a benediction. Please welcome Pastor Oscar.
Thank you, Texas. How's everybody doing? Okay, cold, right? Yeah. Amy, thank you so much for the fight that you did yesterday, the fight that you bring today, and the fight that I know you're going to continue tomorrow. So thank you so much. Governor, thank you for allowing us to gather here today, sir. What a privilege, what an honor to be up here with you. Thank you. So, you know, in the book of Genesis, we read that as God was gathering this dust from the ground, chapter 2, verse 7. Okay, so we look there, and he's gathering this dust, he's gathering it around, he's forming Adam. And scripture tells us that he breathed the breath of life into his nostrils. It was a holy breath. It wasn't just to give him life, but today, 10 billion of his descendants are still carrying that holy breath of life. So thank you all for joining us here today in that fight to choose life. So let us pray. Blessed are you, Abba Father, King of the universe. You are the author of life, the one who spoke all things into being. Before breath filled our lungs, you knew us. Before our days unfolded, you had written them with purpose and with love. We praise you as the giver of every heartbeat, the source from whom all life flows. In your hands are our beginnings and our endings. And in your wisdom, nothing and no one is found. Jesus, teach us to honor the life that you have entrusted to us, to cherish it, to protect it, and to live it according to your will. When we feel fragile, when we feel uncertain, remind us that the same God who offers our lives continues to sustain and to guide us. Write your truth upon our hearts, direct our steps, and shape our lives, Lord, so that every breath that we take brings glory to you. We pray for
Smell of fog. It's toxic.
trusting that Father never
Get
makes mistakes.
their military gear on inside the car with the helmets. They're ready to take somebody out. I don't know who they're going to take out. Could be me. Could be you. That's what they do.
Thank you, Pastor Oscar. Please remain standing as we sing America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for space, wherever wake up name, for perfect mountain majesty, above the fruited plain, America, America, God shed His grace on me, and crown I could give running from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for station sky, for amber the grain, for purple mountain majesty, above the rolling plain. America, God shed His grace on me, and crowned anchor is grounded from sea to shining sea. Oh, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crowned thy good with pride.
I might be the moment when I was pro-life and abolition. It's like, I thought it was the same.
So there's some people that are, there's so many conflictions. There's so many conflictions. There's so many. I don't even know how to start. So many conflictions. So many hypocritical conflictions. Ironies in life nowadays. So many. Fox News is doing their coverage over there. I'm doing my coverage. There's one of the vehicles that did a chase last night at a protest. Someone driving by with a discussion. Was that last night? I think it was last night. There were 2 protests yesterday. This is supposed to be a protest. It's more of a rally. As you can see, it's different. I'm showing you. They're busting more.
You all right? I know. I am.
George Soros, man. Paid? Well, the leaders are paid. The organizers are definitely paid. Again. Right side, left side, also paid. Protesters.
Okay, find me an instance to catch you.
They didn't work out for them. They got saved. They lost the cases. I lost my case too. They lost their case. Criminal trespass, but it was ridiculous. The government's so ridiculous. So they're determined themselves. Which hotel are we going back to? Where are we going? They're going to take us all the way to Dallas, are they?
Well, we're going back to San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio? Okay. Do the buses go different places then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You know which one you came on?
I came on the Jesus bus. It's a holy bus. It doesn't even require fuel. We pray. Sometimes we have to stop and pray.
Right.
You know, faith of a mustard seed.
Yeah.
But at least in Athens. A little bit.
I'll get you further.
We got a minute. All right, good luck. Yeah. Have a safe trip. It's going to be icy. Yeah. It'll be icy. Just think about God's warmth. It'll warm you up inside.
Oh, I love it.
Or light a fart. If God lit a fart, it can burn this place down. It can burn this whole universe through and through. Ooh, I want to pray. The same group here are destroying families, trafficking immigrant children, killing immigrants, letting blonde women get shot in the face and celebrating it. The same per year are anti-life. That's the same as our pro-life. Like George Carlin said, once you're born, screw you. Like once you're born, the hell with you. Protect life as long as you're not a minority. Protect all white children. From the Gammy to throughout. Mass exodus to George Soros.
That's how we remember to spell it.
We're all going to George Soros' house after this. He lives over there at North Austin. Oh, so it's about to start snowing or sleeting right now. I see stuff in the air. Pretty cold. I'm gonna switch hands. I don't know why I brought that. I used as you can see, it was a steady camera for a little while there. It's not right now because I'm walking, and I don't have a gimbal. I just have a little hand tripod thing, flex pod, as I've told you before. It's made by Ulanzi. My products that I'm using are, I'm not getting paid for this, but the ones I'm using, somebody working, are Ulanzi. My tripod's been broken. I need to repair it. My Ulanzi flex pod has been broken, but it's okay. It's still working. It's just broken. I need to do some repairs. Actually, I just want to buy another one. They're like, no, they're not that expensive. They're pretty reasonable. And then I get my tripods used from Austin Creative Reuse. There's a plug for you. Austin Creative Reuse has a lot of cheap things and artistic things. If you need little pieces of colored plastic, you need marbles, you need tile. If you need anything for a project, paper mache, anything, they've got everything there. They basically take donations and sort them and sell them through volunteer work. They're a nonprofit in North Austin. But like George Carlin said, once you're born, protect the child, and then once you're born, they cut your wick off. Greg Abbott cut wick. He cut off women, infant, children's food just a few months ago. He's cutting the welfare that woman was talking about being on welfare. He's cutting all that. Judges and cops are raping women and giving unwanted pregnancy. And these people want to say, hey, if the governor or a judge rapes you, if a cop rapes you, then you have to hold the kid. If a serial rapist rapes you, you got to keep the kid, especially if it's white. So that's the part that we don't talk about here. Is the brown children, the immigrant children, they're fodder, cannon fodder to the right. But the right doesn't want to protect the whiteness of whiteness. That's what they do. So there's going to be a few protesters out there. No counter protesters, which I'm kind of amazed at. But you know, hey, it's cold as hell. And Texans, Austinites, they don't really like the cold. They don't really like weather at all. Austinites are a little soft. We're a little soft. You can't drive. Good for y'all. Y'all still here?
Are you? Oh, yeah. You already got one, right?
Got one, yeah.
All right, thank you. What's up?
Silverado coming down the street. I like that. Get out some coffee or something. And then like a little table for that. Other people so I don't know who was yelling. Hey, you know who was yelling earlier?
What's that?
I kept hearing someone yelling earlier.
Oh, I was definitely yelling a little bit.
Were you?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I mean, after like in defiance.
Yep.
Oh yeah. What were you yelling about?
Yeah. So the pro-life organization Alliance for Life in Texas say they're against abortion, but they killed a bill that would have actually outlawed abortion in the state. So we need them to repent of that and actually enact justice.
So what about, so you're not pro-death, right?
No, sir. No.
But so I did see at least one MAGA hat. I noticed people didn't bring their MAGA hats today.
No, probably would be cold.
Like immigrant kids that are being sex trafficked by Greg Abbott.
I think the people doing that is really going to be you guys.
Is that okay?
I haven't heard of it, but it wouldn't be good.
We're not going to hear about most of it.
Yep.
Fortunately.
No,
people on the inside always tell you it's way worse than you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, I'm talking about tonight.
Yeah. So
the morning,
police accountability or whatever they come to me,
Greg Abbott was here and celebrating partiality in our laws, so that
I got the persecution part of God's face. You know,
not extreme enough.
Right? I mean, he's encouraging like the kidnapping, like violation of right?
He's encouraging arresting illegals.
No, they're arresting Americans.
Americans.
Yeah, there's a 5-year-old. Her name is Genesis. Her mom was taken like a week or two ago by 18 ICE.
Why are you making me go
and they're pretending like, oh, we didn't know. She was a citizen.
The 5-year-old and her mom got arrested. Yeah, what are they supposed to do with the 5-year-old?
Black and brown people that speak English are U.S. citizens.
Okay.
Being detained by police and ICE being called on English being disappeared here in Austin.
all things.
And this has
I
been going on.
understand if
It's been
somebody
going
goes,
on for, not for several months, not just this week.
Yeah, a lot of ice going around.
And ICE just shot another person, I heard.
Amplifier, goodness
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I just heard about it. So that's death, right? We don't celebrate death, right?
Yeah, we should only kill in self-defense.
Do you remember the war against the Nazis?
I don't remember it. I wasn't alive.
I mean, do you remember there was a war against the Nazis?
I do. Yes.
Killing the Nazis was okay because they were killing Polish. They were trying to take over Europe, and they were doing it on methamphetamine.
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
We definitely shouldn't kill babies.
But Nazis,
Yeah.
Nazis
Sounds good, dude. Sounds good.
Yeah.
shouldn't have a right to life because they're actually murderous, traitorous bastards.
If somebody
my
is,
grandparents fought to keep them out of here.
if somebody has murdered somebody else, they do give up their right to life. They forfeit their right to life.
I just think those are interesting. There's a lot of like in 2026, I'm noticing there's a lot of ironies.
Yep.
Very
Yeah,
ironic
inconsistent
ironies.
worldviews.
Things are very weird. It hurts my head. To tell you the truth, 2026 is hurting my head.
Do you think that we should abolish abortion in 2026?
Yeah,
I personally wish Greg Abbott would have been aborted, and a lot of these right-wing fascists that are attacking indigenous people and citizens that have eviscerated the Constitution. I wish they had been aborted. So I just don't see that because I actually personally know women who have been raped by police. I know women who have been raped by judges and women who have been raped by politicians, and they're going to, if we continue this track, we're going to make them baby factories for those rapists, and that's a problem. So there's some unintended consequences, and the legislature is supposed to take that into account.
I would say if somebody rapes somebody else, they should get the death penalty.
But the child and the mother, do they have to?
Yeah, the child definitely shouldn't get the death penalty. He didn't do anything wrong.
But does the mother have to have a rapist child? Because that's how colonization worked. That's what they did to water down indigenous.
A mother should never have a rapist child, but it does happen, and it's awful, and that's why we should kill the rapist.
When it does, she's going to be forced. You're wanting to force her to have that child.
No, the rapist.
The
rapist forces her.
So APD officer raped a woman on drugs. They gave her a sleep drug. They raped her.
Yeah.
Had his child.
Yep.
And then her name's Linda Nuno. She's been very public about it. It's not a secret. I don't know. I think she might be suing and all that. And then CPS took her kid and gave it back to the rapist.
Oh my God.
Cop, because that's the thing about the power elite. Everything that we do, we have to consider what they're going to do with what we're doing.
We need justice.
Are you going to the thing tonight?
I'm going. I'll be there.
Hey, thank you.
I'm at George Soros' house right now. Get my check. We're going to George Soros' house. Everybody's going to have an after party. There might be some tea sauce there. We're not sure. Greg Abbott's definitely going to be there with his pet goats. His team of sex goats. Ritual, satanic, blood sacrifice. That's what Freemasons do. I know we're not allowed to talk about that on the news, but here we are talking about it. I don't know if these buttons work. It doesn't seem to be working. It's frozen. Things are going to freeze. Things are going to get tough. You see the snow? Yeah. It's coming a little bit. Yeah. Getting over it. If people stay much longer, they're going to get a little surprise. The roads, is it 32 yet?
No, the last time I checked, it's -6.
This week?
-6.
Here?
Yeah.
-6? Are you kidding me?
-2.
Shit. I didn't cover my plants. I got somebody else on that.
I just don't know what time it was.
Fahrenheit? -6 Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Wow. That's cold. But the water, look, the water is still water. So
it's supposed to be.
It has to be 32 to freeze.
Yeah. Your mother?
Huh? Yeah, I'm a reporter. But I'm independent. I don't carry the narrative, whatever they're trying to get me to do. Because they're all full of shit. They're all lies. That's very disgusting when all this media lies. That made me, I'm with the street newspaper, so local newspaper, non-profit, and I've been with them for 14 years. And the more I noticed that they kept lying about homeless issues, about other things, the more it made me feel like I needed to be be louder because the narrative's so fake. Louder. Yeah, I didn't know it was coming up. Arizona?
Yeah.
Is it snowing there? No? Hot right now?
When I came last week and then I moved here just to do a couple of tours.
Well, it was like 70 a couple days ago. It it was nice. This basil is nice. You can take these seeds here, the brown ones, and put them in your garden. You can grow that, the whole bush. Yeah, I'm a gardener also. I'm a kind of infamous gardener. I've been around. I gotta figure out where I'll park. All right, take it easy. We'll go this way. So yeah, you saw it. You saw what I saw. Baby factory. Okay, that's cool. A rapist baby factory, but definitely the child doesn't need to die. It's not a. There are times when, like Brega said, he in his own Nazi voice, no birth, no heart. The unintended consequences are the things that we need to think about. I'm not going to say I'm totally neutral on the issue, but I do see other people's points, and I have changed my position over the years because I was raised in the church also, and the church lies. The church doesn't give a shit about people. So just to start off with, the church really doesn't give a shit about people. The church is it's a type of government. It's as you know in the history of Europe, the church has ruled all sorts of government, and the government was the church. So this is not new stuff. This has been going on. They're very entrenched into your pseudo democracies to the point that you don't really have a democracy. Yeah. So what was I going to say? I forget. I got off track again. But here's the governor's mansion right there. Supposedly he lives there, I don't think so. The unmarked unit. Staying warm? Got any Four Locos over there? No, alright. Let me know when you got one. Just talk ridiculous stuff to these guys, because they're going to bully you anyway, so you might as well just joke around. They're going to try to intimidate you, stare you down, act like they're tough guys, all that. But really, if you got to carry a gun and a uniform to bully people to make yourself big, you're beta as hell. I'm sorry. You are beta as hell. So that was APD watching this for no reason. There's state troopers everywhere, like cockroaches. Cockroaches, we call them. Gotta have one to be called one. 07464. State trooper, APD right there. There's no way to walk over here without getting in trouble. I gotta wait for this thing. There's no block, there's no button. There's something like that. APD. I'll get their unit number when they pass. They don't still have it closed off. A little cold. 636. Oh, my hands are definitely cold. I just switch hands. I just switch hands. Now I'm gonna put my other hand in my pocket of my jacket, or my coat, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a coat. And stay warm. I've got 3 layers on top. Yeah, big jacket though. My jacket from last winter, serving me well. Rainproof too, because there's been a lot of precipitation. There's the top of the Capitol there. Gotta walk. You have to make sure when you're filming the police that you don't walk across the street like everybody else, because you're not like everybody else. You're a target. The police don't want any kind of accountability or transparency because they're lying. The whole government's a lie. They're always doing crime. All of government's a forced mob. They force you to pay protection money called taxes, to pay cops to stalk you, and that's the protection. That's the mafia. That's how the mafia works. Look up protection money. Just Google protection money. But don't use Google because they're working with the police. And Palantir. Look up Palantir. Look at what Palantir is doing with their flock technology. They're tracking you like China, like North Korea. They are tracking the shit out of people, activists and other people as well. Oh, we're good. Oh, I dropped my body cam again because this jacket's a little slick, I guess. I don't know what it is, but it fell off and I had to go retrieve it. Some of the state troopers were a little embarrassing. But they don't know what the fuck. They're dumb as hell. Sure got. It's Armageddon. We don't have to pay that anymore.
Okay.
It's apocalypse with the weather. Austinites can't handle ice cube hitting the ground. But look at all the money. They just spent a ton of money on police protection so that they could have their free speech, but at the same time deny others of theirs. But apparently some of the MAGA were ultra MAGA and wanted more laws, more and more and more laws. But they hate liberals because liberals ask for too many laws. They want free government, yet they always ask for more laws and more government. Do you see see what my brain always hurts? All these cars are running, spewing out fucking nonsense in the air, and they stink. One thing about cops is they always stink. They wear polyester, they blow fuel out the tailpipe like it's going out of style. They're ridiculous. Well, I covered it. I'm gonna have to upload B-roll here in a second. I'm getting a warm spot. The wind's blowing, the sun's going down, the radiation is ending, and it's getting cold. Colder than Greg Abbott's heart. There's cops down there, several cops down that way. There's dozens and dozens of cops. I'll bet there's 100 cops out here today, sitting in their police cars and stalking around. One of them didn't have a jacket on. He was walking around. That was the one that was harassing me, I think. He didn't have a jacket on or a bulletproof vest. Yeah, when you're with the anti-abortion activists, the ones that burn down abortion clinics, remember those guys? The extreme right, religious right that wants to subdue you under some kind of Christian Sharia law. Remember those people, the terrorists? Do you look it up? There's been hundreds of abortion clinics attacked, bombed, burnt, abortion doctors murdered, like all of that. And there's been a lot of now I know what this is going to tell you. The unintended consequence is that this is the next block. The unintended consequence is that women, including people I know, are trying to figure out if they should take hemlock or penny, what do you call it, Pennywise or some other shit, take some kind of herbal medicine in their abortion because they don't want to have a kid with some asshole. They don't want to be a baby factory for some jackass that they made a mistake with. And you can't get a pill, and they have to go out of state. I've seen it before. It's happened to people I know. It's awful to make what women they just have to self-abort a child that's not even a child yet. Not even have a heartbeat. The state won't let them. There's no reproductive health help for women hardly anymore. They've shut down most of the women's reproductive clinics. They help them with polyps. They help women with ovary problems and uterus problems, interuteral, and all sorts of problems. So they don't have any health care in the name of saving babies. So you're willing to kill the women, force them into unwanted pregnancies, force them into things. You know, everybody makes a mistake, and there's no way out. But that's not the end of it. Once they get that, they're going to want to increase the death penalty. They're going to want to take immigrants and kill them like they've been doing, take citizens and kill them. So they're not against the death. They're just for white life. It's a white supremacy thing. It's a MAGA thing. These churches are ridiculous. Unfortunately, I can't take anybody praying seriously that's so blind. He's saying he's pro-life, but I know that he's pro-life because of the way they treat people of color. We're hunted like dogs in this society. When you're pro-life, you're a hypocrite. And that type of prayer, it just, yeah. It's ridiculous. I don't think it follows Jesus' teachings. But I'm not a biblical scholar. I don't know Aramaic and Sumerian. I would just say you should come research on your own. I'm not either a doctor or a lawyer, but I'm a member of the press and I have an opinion too. I covered most of that. Greg Abbott's ridiculous. He's sending ICE out after immigrants' children right now. He's a sex trafficker. He orders CPS to steal American people's kids and put them into sex trafficking, into rapist environments, child rapist environments, ruining kids' lives. But we're supposed to take him serious. All right, y'all. It is what it is. I covered it. I don't have to like it. I covered it. There might have been some illuminating things or not. I don't know, y'all. We're at a church here. Lots of churches in this area, too. Lots of courts and churches, and they're working together to deprive you of your rights. They're all working together. Here's the Texas Oil and Gas Association. Another thing that makes money. All right, y'all. Send me some money. Tell Joris to send me $1 billion. I'll make this better. Namaste, y'all. Be safe.